Sometimes you just have to get away from Accra's buzzing city, or better still, move away from your comfort zone and experience nature. Farmers Camp it is, and this is Ghana.
Hello there. It's been a minute. This is your girl Shejackiesays, and you're all welcome back to the SJS vlog where we talk about fashion, lifestyle, and entertainment.
FJ.
So today,
with the strength of a woman, Shejackiesays. With the power.
Now, this is a continuation of my Shy Hills video, so if you haven't watched it, please do so. Sorry for my manners. What's cooking? What's popping? SJS Nation, SJS fam. It's your girl Shejackiesays. Now, this is en route to Farmers Camp GH. Farmers Camp is about 1 hour 30 minutes, or let me say approximately 2 hours, depending on the day that you go. If it's a rainy day, you might probably take much longer on the way. If it's a non-rainy day, you might probably take an hour or maybe less to get to Farmers Camp. So this was the route. The day that we went, apparently it had rained the night before, so the road was a bit muddy, so we really struggled before we got to our destination. But we finally got to Farmers Camp, and it was a sight to behold. Come to Farmers Camp, they have cabins and they have tents. I opted to be in a tent. If you know me very well, I'm a tent lover, but this is how the cabins look like. They have fridges, they have fans, they have washrooms. I think I should have preferred the cabins when I got here, but apparently I went in for the tent and later on I regret it, but I'll tell you why. But if you're coming here, I think the best option for you is to get a cabin. The way this place is, this is like a very candid opinion about my experience here. I'll tell you that when you're coming, probably book for a cabin, because if you're coming here on a rainy day and you book for a tent, I'm sorry, you might probably regret it. So we arrived there and this was the whole location. I was just trying to tour the whole place up. There was another group of people who were already there. As you can see, their tent was set up. But over there too, we have a pool, and this Adam who was trying to just get me wet whilst I stood there. But this was the pool. They had this amazing pool there. My friends and I spent approximately 3 days and 2 nights there, and it costs 850 Ghana cedis, right from Shy Hills through to here, everything inclusive. But remember, when you come to Farmers Camp, you get breakfast and dinner. You don't get lunch. That is why I was saying it's advisable you get a cabin, you bring a couple of food stuff or snack, and you put them in the fridge. Now, someone might be asking, for those in the tent, how do they bath? I managed to find where the washroom is, and this was it. It was outside, but it was a bit far. But the first time I took my bath, and this is like where you can poop. For the first time I took my bath outside, like I used the washrooms there. But I think from the other days onwards, I used my friend's cabins because I was like, why not? I didn't prefer to use that. This was how the washrooms was looking. Somehow, I was just here to experience nature, but a couple of stuff was creeping me out, because thinking about it in the night, what if I want to poop? I have to move all the way there, and there's like greens and a whole lot. and all that. So one thing I realized was that most of the tents and everything, the compartment, they had sort of made compartments, and they were given planets names. So they had Jupiter, they had Saturn, they had a lot more. Yes, and when you come to farmers camp, there are a lot of activities that you can do. You are just here to experience nature. As I said, there are pools, there's a park, you can play ball, and this is the setup as to how we all eat. My favorite part of the trip was when I get to share the meal with other people that I came with and friends, because personally, even at home, I hardly eat with family. Sometimes if you're all eating at the dining table, I prefer to be in my room alone eating. But I feel this trip brought me closer to a lot of people. You get to eat breakfast and dinner together, and this is how the whole setup is. So the first night of our arrival, it rained terribly, and we couldn't eat at where we ate the night that we went there. So we had to use this alternative. So anytime we go to farmers camp and it rains, this place is like the alternative. It's a cool tent place where we get to sit down on the map. It was giving me a bit of like local Chinese vibes and all that. And even Ghana, I think, even in most rural areas, this is how setup is done, but it's never like this. People just like are scattered. But this was one thing I really liked, and this is like an alternative anytime it rains. This place is also cool, just that the place would be a bit hot, but I think if tempers are calm and everything is okay, you get air circulating through and all that. And this is also the night setup, which I love so much because of the light. If you know me very well, you know I'm a lover of lights, and this whole thing was given. I love the settings at night. And before you also go there, remember to find out the kind of dishes that they'll be serving, because sometimes the food that is being served, you might probably have allergies or something, so that they'll be in the know about it and give you the food that you want. Our experience on the first night wasn't all that pleasant. As I stated earlier, it really, really rained and all my stuff got wet. I don't know how it was possible, but water was able to pass through my tent and enter my stuff. So when it rained, I had to leave my tent and go and sleep inside the bus. I slept inside the bus for the first night because that is my tent over there, and that is my clothes that I had to hang because everything inside my bag got wet. I couldn't get any attire to wear. I had to borrow some of the guys' clothes. That was what happened to me. The grounds were very, 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 very wet. And I'm pretty sure that as time goes on, they'll make that adjustment and that changes, that when you come then you opt for a tent and it rains, you'd be very comfortable. But subsequent days that came by, I was able to sleep in my tent because it didn't rain. So in the next upload, I'll be taking you guys through morning routines at farmers camp and various activities, fun stuff that you can do when you come to farmers camp. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of traveling to farmers camp, traveling outside our comfort zones and all of that. It's your girl Shejackiesays, and I can't wait to see you all in the next episode. See you guys. Peace, and I am out.
Says everywhere she goes, every day Shejackiesays, looking so fly. Shejackiesays, young YouTuber, always on